It's our way to Shabuzet. This is your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Velishe, the Big G Kupela. Happy Sunday to you. You are tuned in into Kabavovo YouTube channel. This is a show, Ivo Talk, the show where we talk about everything else and we leave nothing unattended. Now and again, you hear people saying men are dogs, men are trash, and saying all those funny and ugly things about men, you know. The thing is, have we ever as a society drilled down and go deep in terms of checking and identifying what makes men to behave the way that they do? Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, because most of the things that we do as in terms of attending to that, I feel like they're interim, you know, they're not actually the core thing. You know, when I bought this thing, they told me that, the salesperson told me that this will help with weight loss and with frustration, you know, and all those things. But here's the thing, with the frustration is, does this thing really help with the frustration? Does this thing really kill the frustration? The answer is no. This thing doesn't kill the frustration. What it does is it reduces, you know. So now the thing is, we've got many men that are hiding, you know, things like punching bags like this. Many men that are hiding behind the curtain, you know. And what are they hiding behind the curtain? Behind the curtain and behind the punching bags. They're hiding, their fragility. Because the truth of the matter is, men are fragile, you know. The reason why we see all these ugly things and we have, you know, came to name men, shame men with all these names, is because men are fragile and they are hiding as much as they can their fragility. You know, they're hiding behind curtains, they're hiding behind things like this. This thing does help, you know, but this is an interim. So then the question that we're answering today is, what is the solution then? The solution is to go drill down and answer. The thing is, it's okay for you as a man to be fragile. It's okay for you to a man to accept that. You know, open up and, you know, show your fragility into the community, into the society. And as a society, let us accept men with their weakness, with their fragility, so that they will be able to come to us and talk and whatever that it is that is bothering them and they're dealing with. But to you as a man, up until you are open enough to talk about your stuff, you know, use the entry, don't abuse women, don't abuse kids, have things like this, you know, punch this thing, you know, take that frustration out. But the best one is talk about it, open up, and let your fragility be known. Stay with us, and then we're going to take you through the show. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Happy Sunday to you. I almost said if you went to church, I hope church was great. I forgot that, hey, we're still on level 4 and church is not allowed. It's in the verse on this Sunday morning, and then we're going to carry on with the show. I am your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Velishe, the Big G Kupela. We are tuned into Ivo Talk. This is Kabavovo YouTube channel. As I say, Big G Productions. It is the one that is bringing this show over to you guys. The verses that we're reading today in Shama verse Amabili, it's Isaiah 40 verse 6 and 7. It says, verse 6, a voice says, cry. And I said, what shall I cry? All flesh is grass, and all its beauty. It's like the flower in the field. Underlined it. All flesh is grass, and its beauty is like a flower in the field. The grass withers, the flower fades when the breath of the Lord blows on it. Surely the people are like grass. So meaning what? The grass in winter, it does fades and then it comes back and all those things. So hey, men are like grass. Men are men, whether women or men, they've got feelings. and they've got emotions. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with what you call the rest of the show. We'll be right back now. A very good morning to you. Happy Sunday to you. I am your boy Kabavovo, aka Ivo Velisha, the Big Jet Kupela. You are tuned into Kabavovo YouTube channel. This is a show, Ivo Talk, the show where we talk about everything else and leave nothing unattended. Like I mentioned earlier on, that this morning we're talking about a fragile man. We're talking about this topic today. We're gonna be what you call have a guest right now, telephonical guest. With Mr. Pitani Mbetsi. He's going to be joining us on the call right now to engage with him with regard to this what you call topic. But here's the thing that I want to put across as we go in with this what you call carry on with this show and with this topic, is that the purpose or the aim for me on this show today is to actually say, let us dig deep down as people in terms of, like I said when I in the introduction of the show, that now and again we hear that men are trash, men are dogs, and all those things. Let us dig deep down as a society in terms of building a culture of understanding that there's beyond what we see in gender-based violence, what you see in men being men. There's beyond what we see, there's that issue of having a man here as a man as facing the day-to-day issues and challenges. Because remember, at the end of the day, a man is somebody that has feelings, a man is somebody that has a heart, a man is somebody that have emotions. So for me, a man is what you call fragile. So now you've got this realistic characteristics of a man, and as a man, and then you have this thing that you've been taught by culture as a man to say a man is not supposed to cry, a man is not supposed to break down, and all things like that. And now when life being life, and when life hits you, because the challenges of life hits us all, as a woman, as a man, it doesn't care. Whatever issues, whatever hurt, whatever pain that we go through the same. The pain doesn't have what you call the gender or the masculine what you call thing to say this is a man, this is a woman. A pain is a pain. So now I think what becomes a problem is the fact that most men are dealing, most men are fragile, most men are broken, most men are hurting, most men are going through stuff, most men are feeling stuff, and now they're trying so much to cover up this, and because of the society, I don't want the society to see me, the fragility of me, so I'm going to cover it up. The challenge with that is this thing, as you cover it up, it builds and it builds and it builds, and it wants to burst and come out. And when it comes out in the form of a monster. That's why we see things like gender-based violence, the raping, and the abusive of men abusing kids and all those things. I'm not saying I'm condoning those things, but what I'm saying is, let us look deep down in terms of what causes that, and get our men opening up and accepting the fact that men are fragile, and it is okay. My brothers, my fathers, my uncles, it is okay for a man to be fragile. It is okay for you to tap into your feminine side. It is okay for you to cry. It is okay for you to feel down. It is okay for you to be emotional, And this thing goes to affect that, it even affects even our relationships and our marriages, Because now what happens is you find that a man doesn't want to be affectionate to his wife or to his partner, because of now, as soon as I do that, I'm exposing the feminine part of me, the fragility in me. And now you find relationships where the wife or the woman is complaining in the sense that, you know what, I'm not, this man says he loves me, he buys me this and does that, but I don't feel that affectionate, from him, because he's trying so hard to cover the fragility in him. So the moral of the story is, be fragile as a man is acceptable, it's okay. We're gonna go to the call just now and engage with Mr. Mbedzi, and we're gonna put this show to rest. Now we're gonna be joined on the call by a very good friend of mine, a brother, Mr. Petani Mbedzi. He's a father, he's a husband, and he's a brother. He's originally from born and bred in Venda, and he attended a lot of schools that have actually groomed him as a man. As we're talking about this fragile man today, so we're gonna try and get hold of him now and hear some views, engage with him with regard to this topic of being a fragile man. Let's try and get hold of him. Mr. Mbedzi.
Yes, sir.
A very good morning to you, sir. How are you?
I'm alright, and you?
I'm alright. Thank you so much for allowing us this time on Eve of a Talk. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. So otherwise, are you good?
No, I'm good. And you on a good Sunday morning like this, are you also good?
No, I'm good, my brother. As I've briefed you, what you call preparing for the show earlier on, that this morning, this Sunday on Eve of a Talk, we're talking about fragile men. So I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. Let's just engage on this topic a bit. Try to help each other as brothers here. Because we are building the society, going forward. The first question that I would ask you is, according to you, based on your general what you call basic knowledge and understanding of a man, what is a man according to you? And I need you to give that to me versus it based on what you've been trained and groomed and taught culturally what a man is.
Yeah. Thanks about the question. You see, what actually happens is how people are actually raised actually defines how they actually become as men. And your understanding of life will always be based on a different type of people who have raised you. If you look at what people say is in terms of how you were raised, you will always become the man that you are raised. So with me, you find a person that has been raised by a single mother. So my understanding of men will always be bordered towards how my mother would have raised me. And it has never been about the issue of the culture. It's always about all those characters that should have instilled in me when growing up, in terms of the culture and also in terms of the religion, because she was a very religious person. So it's more for me about how you actually take those small things that are from the people that would have raised you. It doesn't matter whether you raised from a perspective of a woman or a perspective of a man. But what usually happens is, how do you yourself, when you relate to whatever is happening around you, and say, this is what will define me as a person, and this is what I've actually tried to mold my kid to be. Not necessarily to be based on, say, Venda men are supposed to be like this or whatever, but to be able to mold yourself to be a person that is self-respecting in every respect of life. Yeah.
No, thank you for that. Tell me, according to you, are men fragile or not? And if so, why would you say that?
Like I said earlier on, I was raised by a woman that taught me, in most cases, to be gender neutral in terms of how do I approach life. So in terms of how people react to whatever situation, for me, it does not necessarily need to look at whether a person is male or female, but in terms of how you actually respond to different situations in life and different circumstances, it will always be how you actually manifest yourself to a particular situation. Men are usually taught not to show their feelings, not to be able to for people to know when they are hating. So the more you actually try to hide what you're going through, then it makes that person to be very difficult to understand. So for me, I think, yes, culture has taught a lot of men to be able to hide whatever they are feeling, and it ends up with a person trying to be that person where there's so much that they have bottled internally because they do not want to be seen to be a person who can have that feminine side of them. So, but with me, I've been taught to be able to bring out the very feminine side of a human being.
For sure.
I can cook, I can clean, I can do a lot of things that women do, because I've been taught that a human being must always be feel to do what you think will bring out the best in you, whether it's in terms of feelings. If you're going to cleanse yourself, if you're supposed to cry, you need to cry and cleanse yourself and all those things. But human beings are not, mostly men, are not taught to be able to bring out that in themselves.
And then I like the fact that you also highlighted a culture in this in this response. So what I would like to know from you, in your thoughts as a grown man that have now grown to father sons, when you look at the cultural principles that have been instilled into men, in terms of saying a man is not supposed to cry, a man is not supposed to show his feminine side, a man is supposed to be this strong thing. Isn't that perhaps politically influenced, looking at the fact that also most of our forefathers, that raised us, that actually might have came with those principles, were under oppression?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's just that there's always a way in which people are not able to see how the damage happens when you try to raise men to be what they're not supposed to be. For me, if I look at my kids, they're very close to their mother, and I never taught them that. It's just that I've allowed it to happen because I know how important it is for them to be able to have that open relationship with the side of the mother, which is very important because the molding of character of a person to be what we're supposed to be is more supposed to come from the mother side. The mother has kept us in their womb for 9 months, and there's no way that they will want to let us astray when we are born. So it's very important to still keep women to be very close to their boy child. But if you look even on the culture, it's just that the books that are written usually will show you the wrong side of culture. If you look at the different cultures, women occupy a very special place. But that is what is not actually being put out there, because in all or most of the cultures, in Venda culture, women, there is a makazi. A makazi is a very strong position in cultural and also your royal responsibilities. Also, if you look at the Zulus, the importance of Unani in the culture of the Zulus. But when we look at how that gets to be undermined, it's what makes people not to understand the importance of women in our lives. And once we start to understand and give women that responsibility that they're supposed to have in our lives, you'll start seeing how it molds the boy child into what they're supposed to be.
Could it be that as a society we are what you call misunderstanding the two? Because I think in my field as well, there's a characteristic of a man, and there's a responsibility of a man, of which those two things are two different things, you know. And I feel the society have put these things together. So now a responsibility of a man we know is to protect and provide and all those things, of which I still stand with that. But however, that doesn't mean that, because remember, for me, a man is human. He's got what you call feelings, he's got a heart, you know, he's got emotions. So for me, that basically say a man is fragile. So could it be that we are, you know, mixing the two instead of, you know, understanding the two very well in terms of the characteristic of a man and the responsibilities of a man, and, you know, raising our kids, our sons, in a correct way, other than just what you call mixing and giving a wrong teaching in this?
No, you're right, because if you look at the responsibility that man has is to be able to protect his family. But once you get to a point where you abuse that, where you no longer want to give the other person the responsibility to be taken care of, you abuse that by making sure that you now undermine that person because of your masculinity. When you are strong-bodied, you think you can do whatever you want, but you forget that you are supposed to be protecting that person. And that's what we're supposed to be teaching the kids, our boys, that they are there to protect their partners. But once they get it wrong and say there's a difference between protecting a person and making sure that that person will do as I say because you are under me as a person. I'm supposed to protect you, but I'm not supposed to be abusing you. The person that you're protecting still has a right to say, you're not supposed to do 1, 2, 3 to me. But the unfortunate part is we put a lot of emphasis on the masculine side of men, where we end up thinking that everything that we do as men is supposed to be taken as law. A woman must accept whatever I say needs to be done because I'm there to protect her, and that's not how it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you know, it's quite powerful what you just said now, because because protection, we, as much as we're protecting our women against what is out there in the society, we need to protect them also against us as their spouses. You understand what I'm saying? You know.
True.
So the last question that I wanna pose to you, and we're gonna wrap this call, is according to you, is it okay for men to reveal and to accept their fragility or their fragile part as men, and why?
I think it's important because you able to get every person in society, mostly women, to understand us better when we open up, and you are able to see through who I am as a person, and not a person hiding behind this masculinity. So once a person can understand me, my character, and who I am, without looking at me as a man, then we are able to bring down the walls. Because what actually happens with men is we try to build all these walls around ourselves because we don't want to be seen to be failing. We don't want to be seen to be collapsing when there's all these problems that we face. But you realize that once you allow yourself to open up, then you know that it's going to actually make the other person to understand you. We don't need to have this preconceived standard on how a man is supposed to behave. A man or a human being is supposed to behave like what a human being behaves. If you're supposed to cry, you have to cry. And if you're supposed to be strong for your family, you're supposed to be strong. But you don't need to take it beyond a certain stage where you're bottling up so much that you end up, in some cases, not being able to share yourself with your family.
No, it's true that, because I mean, it's like even in school, we go to school, education in school is the foundation of just, setting you up for the future. And what happens in the future, you have to put yourself together with what you call the foundation and the background that you've given, and build your own thing. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I think with men as well, it's supposed to be like that, to say, fine, you were groomed, you were taught whatever that you've been taught as a man, but however, as you grow, you build your own. As Mr. Petan Betty, you are a unique person. You build your own, particular man, as in terms of what you want to be and what you want to be seen and being portrayed as in the community and the society.
Yeah, it's true. It's there that each and every character of a human being is based on what we get on our day-to-day living, things that we get from colleagues, things that we get from siblings, things that we get from our day-to-day, whether it's from church or it's from people that we live with. But the responsibility still lives with ourselves to be able to differentiate what is right and wrong. All the things that we find in life is a mixture of different things. You need to decide for yourself what is right and what is wrong and what you need to do. And a human character is able to shift through wrong and right things. But we still choose to do the wrong things knowingly. So that's the unfortunate part, that when you see wrong people doing wrong, it's not like they don't have the conscience to know that they're doing wrong. They know, but they chose to go with the wrong things that they are able to see.
No, thank you so much. Before I let you go, Mr. Mbetsi, I'm gonna allow you to say your last words to our viewers at home with regard to this subject. But before you say those things, I want to tell you that the thing that actually motivated me as a host of Eve of a Talk to actually do this topic, of which I think we might have to get another time to engage even further on this topic, because I think it's a very necessary topic. Because I think what is happening is, now and again you hear things like people saying men are trash, men are dogs, men are this, and all those things, because of men being abusing women, because of men raping women and all those things. Not to say I'm condoning that, but however, I feel like as a society we are trying to kill a child, whereas this child has a mother. And then that's why if you're killing something, you need to kill a child and kill a mother, because now and again what happens is this gender-based violence, this abuse in men keeps coming back, because of what? Because of we are not dealing with the core thing, we're dealing with the sub of the main problem, So I don't know what you can say with regard to men opening up into their fragility, so that they can be able to open up in terms of speaking if they have issues and all those things. Just to sum up and wrap this thing.
Yeah, I think what I've always said is we've got platforms that keep on talking about how to stop men being abusive and all those things. But the issue is we're not doing enough in our small circles. We're not doing enough when we're sitting as friends. We're not doing enough when we're sitting as cousins, because we just need me to tell my cousin that what you're doing is wrong, rather than to go on a public platform and say all those good words, but I know that my cousin is abusing his wife. So it's what we do behind closed doors. I can come and say very nice, good words, but still be a very abusive husband. The issue is, what do we do in our small spaces? Do we have the courage to be able to tell that one person that is very close to you to say, you're not supposed to be doing this? We can go on public platforms and say all those things, but if we're not calling each other out, then this will keep on happening and happening over and over again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mbetsi. We really appreciate your time this morning that you've awarded us as a Vova Talk. We wish you all the best, and may you have a blessed Sunday and a blessed week ahead. Thank you so much.
No, it's all right. No, it's all right. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Wow. What a great conversation that we just had now with a good friend, a good brother of mine, Mr. Petani Mbetsi. Thank you so much, Mr. Mbetsi, for allowing us that time. There at home in Israel, you heard it yourself. It is important. It doesn't matter whether you're a woman or a man. Pain is pain. And as a person, as you grow, you build your own thing as what a man is and what you want to be as a man. So, and I like the fact that he said we need to bring this down into smaller circles than coming media is okay, it's still fine. Big groups and all those things, still fine. But we need to drill this thing down into smaller circles, into our cousins, into our brothers, into our families. But more than that, we need to embrace a culture of saying, whatever it is, my brother, that is worrying you, I'm here for you. I'm here to listen. Talk to me. Embrace the culture of, encouraging and pushing each other to talk, as men to men, to talk. And it's important for us not to look down upon each other and not to laugh at each other, because what your brother and what your friend is going through might be you tomorrow. Do you understand? So these fragility and these challenges and all those things that we go through in life, it can happen to any of us. So let's talk to each other. Let's accept the fact that we are fragile. Let's deal with it. Let's be open. Let's leave an open book. Let's tear the curtain. That curtain. Let's stop hiding behind the curtain of being man and being masculine and all those things. Let's bend the curtain, and let us be seen as who we are and live life as we are, and will become great, and our society will be great. This is where we end the show, Bafethu, on this day. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I really appreciate your time, and it really means a lot to me. Please do share and click like on this video, and then do subscribe if you haven't subscribed, because those subscriptions means a lot to us. Like I always say, you can check me out on Facebook as Ukaba Vovo on Facebook. Send me a messenger under Messenger, or you can check me here on YouTube as Kaba Vovo YouTube channel, or you can send me an email on mambowam@gmail.com, and or you can send me a WhatsApp on 0731408919, or you can also give us a call on 071 what's my number? Oh, I forgot my number, but I'm gonna put it on the screen. You see now, I don't use that number a lot. Do forgive me with that, but you're gonna see it at the end of of the screen here. But yeah, we are available, and if you need to get hold of us, you can get hold of us, and we are there for you and to assist. Brothers, let's hold each other's hand, and let us become a great nation. Let us become a great man, because I always say that if you fix men, then the society will be fine. If you fix men, then the society will be fine. I wish you nothing but the best of the week. Have a great, blessed Sunday, and have a great week ahead. And like I always say at the end of the show, all the time. I'm out. Summit.